Since you and I were last together, two rather startling reports came out about Gaza. One in the well-respected British medical journal, The Lancet, saying that it is likely that 186,000 human beings are dead in the Gaza Strip. That's about 8% of the total population. The other report is from Haaretz, demonstrating conclusively by revealing emails and text messages that Israel did do what it calls the Hannibal option. And in fact, half the people who died on October 7th were murdered by the Israeli military. Let's start with the Lancet. Those numbers are almost incomprehensible, Professor Sachs, are they not? 186,000 dead by the hands of the IDF?
Well, we don't know yet until there's a full demographic assessment after this horrific war ends, but they're not shocking because we quote the number of 40,000, but that's the bodies pulled from the rubble. First, there are bodies under the rubble, and that has been frequently estimated to be another 10 to 15,000 who were not recovered from the Israeli mass bombing. Then there are the people who have been deprived of the basics to survive, the basics of shelter, the basics of water, the basics of food, and the basics of healthcare. So I've been saying when we have been discussing this, that the numbers are vastly higher. And I've thought, again, on very general principles and experience, that it was not implausible to talk about well over 100,000 people that have died already. The fact that the Lancet says it can be up to 186,000 and so forth, therefore, is not really a huge surprise. It's a shock. It's a disaster. It is a reflection of a genocidal campaign, in my opinion, but it's not a shock from an analytical point of view.
Here's how flippant the American State Department is when confronted at a Q&A yesterday, cut number 14.
I wanted to ask you first if you read or heard about the Haaretz report on Israel employing the Hannibal directive on October 7th.
So I did see that report that moved over the weekend, and that's the limit of my knowledge of seeing that report from Haaretz.
Does that make you change your position or your perspective on what really happened that day, that the Israelis may be responsible for killing a majority of the people that died on that day?
Boy, it certainly does not, Saeed. I don't think there's any question. I don't think there's any question that it was Hamas. Just let me finish. I don't think it's any question it's Hamas that is responsible for the overwhelming number of deaths on October 7th.
Look, this is an administration that has a president that can't even utter a sentence, and they fake that. They have a fake spokesman of Admiral Kirby at the White House. They have this Miller guy at the State Department. There's all smirks. There's no seriousness. It's all lies. It's all narrative. It's just a disgrace that this is the United States of America, and that we have people of such shallowness and utter irresponsibility in positions of responsibility.